Hey Piper. Hey Piper. Hey love. How are you doing? How you feeling today? A little better? Yes? Yes? Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today, it's been a day that we have just stayed home. So I've had the opportunity to do different things and just relax and enjoy the day. I want to share though a recipe that was actually handed down to me by my madrina. And in Spanish, Madrina means godmother, but she was also my aunt, and she was also my second mother, because my mom was a working mom who was divorced, and my aunt stayed home with me and my cousin, and I was raised with my cousin. So anyway, this is a recipe that she handed down to me. It is actually Cuban flan, and flan is in different Spanish cultures. We all tend to make flan. It's basically a creme brulee. It's the same idea as a creme brulee, but different in the way it's done. Now, my aunt taught me how to bake it, so I'm going to show you how to bake it without what we call it. I think it's called, if I knew the Maria, I think it's called like the bath of Maria. Well, I don't do it that way. And I'll show you how it is. It's simple. It's a lot lighter because it doesn't use evaporated milk. It uses condensed milk. Really low on the ingredients. And we'll just get started. I'll just show you how it is. Hope you enjoy it. First and foremost, I'm going to, don't mind these potatoes, I'm going to make them for dinner tonight. I just cut them up ahead of time. But I'm going to set the oven to 350. Get that done first. Okay, so next you need to have a pan that can go into the oven. And my aunt used to use what we call a jarro, which was made out of like a tin, I guess. And I don't have one of those, so I've been using this one, which is like a huge ramekin that can go into my oven. It is 8 inches, but you find one that's more or less that size that you can use in your oven. Not very fancy here with the ingredients. And I'm in a limited space here because my counter also has my crock pot, which is making some apple butter while we speak. But anyway, like I said, it was a day that was nice and quiet, so I have a lot of stuff that I can get done. And I have these 3 eggs. I have condensed milk, and this is a nice, I like this. I don't mind this condensed milk, and it's not as expensive as some of the other ones. The same size of the can, you empty out the can first, and the same size of the can is the amount of whole milk that you'll be adding to the flan. Those are 3 of the 4 ingredients. Okay, we'll get to the 4th one in just a moment, but you're going to mix all this together in a bowl. I want to add another thing. You can add about a teaspoon of vanilla. Over the years, I added it. I can't remember if my aunt actually used it or not. It gives a nice little flavor. It doesn't really need it. So if you don't have vanilla extract, that's fine, or vanilla flavor, whatever. This one doesn't have it. So now I'm just going to use my little hand mixer and just mix up the ingredients. Oh, it helps to turn it on to plug it in. Sing a little song while you do it. I'm just going to blend them in. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. I just want everything ready quickly. About a minute or so. Just want to incorporate it. You don't need it to be thickened or anything like that. And then we're going to set this aside. Okay, now it's a little hard to say how much time this actually takes. You've got to keep an eye on this, which is why I prefer to do this after I mix up the other ingredients. I'm going to use about a half a cup, maybe a little bit under, of sugar, which I have at about a medium heat on the stove in a stainless steel pan. And this is going to be your glaze that goes over that little sugar, because we don't use the creme brulee that you use, like that little fun little torch. I've never actually used that, But I'll come back in a couple minutes and let you see what happens. You keep an eye on this, okay, because it can burn very quickly. Sugar can burn. And you're going to just keep moving it around a little bit, okay? If you need more, you can add a little bit more, but I start out with just half a cup to start. Now, don't go do anything. Don't go check your email or anything. Keep a good eye on this because it burns very quickly. This one was taking a couple extra minutes. And you just keep moving the pan around to make sure that you get it. And let it'll become almost like a liquid. And you don't want it to get too dark, and you don't want it to get too much, but you want to make sure that the sugar starts to become liquidy. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that sugar that melted in the pan. I may have to coax a little bit out with a spoon. Yeah, I'm going to coax it out with a little spoon. So shouldn't have to. Full disclosure, I always have problems with that part. So I always have to kind of guess at it. And here is the flan, which I like to put on top of a cookie sheet. It doesn't splatter, but you know what? Makes it a little easier to handle it. I'm going to cover it with some aluminum foil, which right now it's not hard to do because the bottom is hot, but not the top of the pan. So just cover it nice and tight. And we're going to put this in the oven and bake it for 60 minutes to 1 hour at 350 degrees. Now here's the flan that has cooked for an hour, and I'm letting it cool a bit. Then I'm going to put it into the refrigerator and let it cool in the pan overnight. Tomorrow we will turn it over. This is turn over your flan day. I'm going to remove the aluminum foil, and then you take a buttered knife and you go around the pan. It's nice and, oh, this came out really syrupy. I like that. Okay, and then I'm going to just set that aside. And you're going to take the pan and actually flip it. And give it a little thing. Oh, it came out perfect. It came out beautiful. Here it is, Madrina's flan, and here it is in all its caramelly, sweet, creamy glory. This is Madrina's flan. I am not going to cut it for this recipe because if you notice, I'm putting it into a pan, which is easy to carry, but I always use this one anyway. This was actually a request from our kids, so I will be delivering it to them because our grandson isn't feeling well, so I'm bringing it over to them. And I hope that you enjoy it. I hope you try it and enjoy it. Leave me a comment. Let me know how it turns out. Or leave me a comment. Let me know how you enjoyed the video. And I hope that this day it has been good for you and that you're blessed. Thanks for watching.
Look, we're taping. Look what we're doing here. Good morning to you. Good morning to the world. You got to say good morning to the world. Hi, world. Good morning. How are you today? Everybody doing fine? How's it by you? Is it raining? Is it sunshiny? It's kind of dreary here. My wife wants me to get out of the kitchen right now, so I think it's time for me to go. We'll talk to you later. Bye.